Piloting both amendment bills on behalf of the government, Attorney General Anil Nandlal said that the deep and far-reaching amendments will prevent miscreants from perpetuating fraud. Speaking specifically on the Powers of Attorney Amendment Bill, which allows for written authorization to act on another's behalf in private affairs, business, or some other legal matter, Nandlal said that this has unfortunately and often been abused.
As was evident in the Moreland Tots case, a power of attorney was used as the instrument to perpetrate the fraud that caused Mr. Price to lose his valuable property. There are numerous other cases to which I can point where powers of attorney have been used in like fashion to commit fraud and trickery. Many are currently under police investigations. I know for a fact that only this morning a few persons were arrested and taken to CID, where a power of attorney, again, it's alleged, was fraudulently executed, and a person used that power of attorney to mortgage a property.
To guard against fraud, the amendments to the bill propose that the power of attorney will only be vested with the donor of the power and the donee of the power appearing personally together before a public notary or magistrate. The two parties will now have to provide to the notary or judge two-paragraph identification documents that establishes their identity and a photocopy of each of the documents. In the case when the donor is out of the country and the donee is in Guyana, the two parties shall each appear personally before a public notary or magistrate in the country in which he or she is and execute the power of attorney. Importantly, an attorney who fails to comply with the requirements commits an offense and is liable on a summary conviction of 5 years and $5 million fine, and in the case of a corporate body, $10 million. To support these changes, amendments were also made to the Deeds Registry Act, which has enshrined within it a requirement that anyone who fails to register, file, or record a power of attorney without the attached copies of the photographic identification document and witness statement in the case of a power of attorney executed outside of Guyana commits an offense. This bill's passage is consequential to the Powers of Attorney Bill, which has passed earlier in the House on Monday, with Nandlal again highlighting how the changes will make it difficult for persons who are bent on committing fraud.
Because we don't want to leave unchecked any category of instrument that can be used as a power of attorney. We don't want to exempt them from this menu of safeguards. We want to include them. So now any one of those powers of attorney that did not have to comply with formalities before will now have to comply with the regime set out in this act.
For the newsroom, Kurt Campbell.